Cheers and enjoy the show. Welcome to the bars.
Welcome back to the Bars Open, everyone. Happy holidays. Today I've got Krystle Krzyzinga with me back again.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How
Awesome.
about yourself?
Doing well, thanks. Happy
Good.
holidays.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's already the holidays, which is kind of crazy to say. It's Thanksgiving.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So we'll be pushing this out pretty quick. So yeah, so think about it that way. It's tomorrow already. So what you got going on for Thanksgiving?
Well, I was telling Beth that it's the first year my mom's been here in like 10 years. So we're
that's true,
gonna hang out with her, maybe go hiking or something like that, and then maybe go to my aunt's house since she also recently moved back from
That's
Austin.
cool.
So a lot of family is present this year. And then probably go and hang out with Jonathan's family as well
Nice.
afterwards.
That'll
so.
be fun. That's basically what we're going to be doing. Kind of hanging out. No hiking probably, but just hanging out,
Yeah.
doing those sorts of things. So we'll get into a whole bunch of different things today. We're going to talk about some kind of ways to deal with the holidays. Just kind of an interesting thing for a lot of people. But first, go out, like, subscribe to The Bars Open with Beth and Greg out on YouTube. The cat's decided he wants to join in on the podcast.
I love it.
Also, go out to iTunes and Spotify and give us a review out there if you don't mind. Also, lastly, as far as the business piece goes, go out and follow Fox Media, FAWKES Media. That's where we also push our RSS feed out for all the audio as well. So you can go out there, like, subscribe. That's where you'll find like Tansy, Eric Tansy out there doing some of his podcasting. We've partnered with him. So you can go out there. There's several other podcasts that are going to be joining in on that too. So with that out of the way, yeah, let's jump into this. So the holidays are here. We've got a cat chewing on your pen. By the way, that's his favorite thing. He does that while I work all day.
It's all good.
So if you guys haven't met Milo, that's Milo, the rescue kitty. What are
He's
the
so
holidays
cute.
all about? That's really one of the things that comes up.
I'm like, okay, let me work around you. Let's
Yeah.
be Milo. Yeah, no, I was just thinking about that because everybody kind of gets overwhelmed at this time. Some
Mhm.
people can
Yeah,
get overwhelmed,
Absolutely.
and I know
For various reasons.
Yeah, and like exactly. For me, the family is pretty easy. Our family is pretty cool, and especially like with gifts and stuff, we do a lot of like games. So we do like the white elephant gift
Oh, cool. Yeah,
exchange and stuff like that. So it's not like there's no expectations that everybody gets a gift. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of nice like that. And
That's
then
easy.
yeah, and then like we've done it where you have to. It's like a what is it called? DIY gift exchange. So
okay.
you just have to make it. But this year we're doing like a $25 like
Limit.
max out. Yeah.
That's fair.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
with the baby and stuff too. But yeah, no, it's more exciting actually this year because Zacchaeus is a little bit older, so we're gonna get to experience a little bit
I
more.
was thinking that earlier.
Yeah.
He's one now.
Yeah, he's
one.
like 1.5.
Is he 18? He's 18 months.
He will be. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, he's going to start like pulling the paper off of the presents and doing those
Mhm.
sorts of things. When he was 6 months old last year, didn't really probably get the idea. Like he knows what toys are now.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Playing and having all of that. That's
Exactly.
Gonna be
And then the
exciting.
lights, he loves lights. And so I just feel like it's going to be really fun.
Setting up the
Like,
Christmas tree.
yeah.
doing
And
all
he
that.
was pretty amazed and in awe with the like Halloween stuff and all the
Yeah.
decorations and stuff. So it's going to be exciting to.
That's going to be cool. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. It's going to be seeing it from his perspective and watching his
It's
brain go,
fun.
oh my God.
Everything's more fun now, I feel like.
That's cool.
You know what I
That's
mean?
awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Got to keep, when you do that, when you set up the Christmas tree or whatnot, though, you're going to have to make sure the ornaments are
We're thinking about
out
how we're
of
going to do
hand.
this. Yeah.
Put it up on a table or something, right?
Well, we don't really have ornaments. We just, ow, you bit me.
That's a love bite.
It's okay.
It's startling, though. Yeah.
No, we're gonna
Cat
probably
scratch
just go lights and tree. That's
Okay.
usually
Yeah, that's
what we do. We don't really have a lot of ornaments now. But maybe like next year and
Yeah.
stuff, we'll start to add
You buy
more,
a couple a year. That's
do more like traditional type stuff, like maybe a picture of Zacchaeus or I don't know. something,
right.
you know what I
Whatever,
mean?
however they
Yeah.
go. Yeah, absolutely. That would be fun. That's basically what, Beth and I do. With family, we generally just do gift cards.
Oh,
Little
okay.
impersonal, but you know what? It's like when you have a
Yeah.
bunch of nieces and nephews that are kids,
Mm.
it's like, and they're in their teenage years or something like that. You're like, I don't know
No,
what
they
you
love that
want,
though.
right?
I'm sure.
Like get it to
Cash, and
cash.
gift cards.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Mhm.
Do you guys have any family traditions that you tend to do?
Other than the gift exchanges, not really. I mean, for a while we kind of all did our own thing, honestly, because everybody was kind of scattered a little bit, and families, individual families were growing, so
Yeah.
everybody kind of like started to do their own thing, and then it's like, oh, you have to hang out with mom's side, and you have to hang out with dad's side,
That's
and then
tough.
you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
it got a little bit too crazy. But it wasn't until recently that we started gathering more for things. So
Yeah.
like this year, hopefully we started a tradition doing tamales, like making
Oh,
tamales.
Making them?
Mhm.
See, that's next level right there.
Yeah.
Because that's a production line.
Yeah.
I've seen videos on it. I've never done it, but that's a production line.
It's
right there.
fun, honestly. There were some good we did well, but we also failed a little bit.
It's fine. You get
When
better every year.
once my abuelita, my grandma left, we kind of failed a little bit, but we were able to.
You need the pro there to
Yeah,
supervise,
exactly.
right?
She's the one who knows it all. She's
How to stand them all up in the
everything,
pot or whatever. how
everything.
to wrap
Even
'em
just to
right.
mix it all together. There's like
masa
there's technique, and
See, that's
you know what I
definitely a
mean.
tradition that could go on every
Yeah.
year. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what we're planning, is to
That's
start
cool.
doing that
yeah,
every
you-
year.
like I said, get better at it every year.
And to
practice
learn
makes
it,
perfect.
you know, it's part of our tradition, or not
Heritage.
our exactly our
Yeah.
heritage and our culture as well. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's going to be cool.
That's
just
fun.
to learn all
Yeah.
that.
The one tradition we really have, we don't have a lot of like traditions, but Beth, every year for, I don't know, the past 15 plus years, every Christmas morning she gets up and makes a sausage roll. Like,
Mm.
and it's the only time we get it. Oh, I guess there's two. That one, she makes it every year, and then we go out and give them to our neighbors. Give because they're like big. They're like, I don't know, 12 inches, 18 inches long. Give those out, have that. Then we sit down to open presents and kind of chill and drink coffee and that kind of a thing. The other thing is my wife, Beth, makes ooey gooey pumpkin bars one time a year.
Wait, is that what she's making today? Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
because that sounds good.
I'll save you a piece.
Okay.
Yeah, it is the one time a year because there is so much sugar
Oh
in it.
yeah.
It's an
Mhm.
entire cake mix on the
Mhm.
bottom. It's got an entire bag of powdered sugar. It's got all the stuff that you want, and it's pumpkin mix, so it's like a whole can of pumpkin puree and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But that is the one thing that I look for. And she had the nerve to ask, "Do you want those this year?" And I'm like, "It's the only time of year I get them. It's like the one time." I'm like,
Yes.
"Of course I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah." So in other years, like for my family, everybody gets together at like my dad's house, but that's up in New Hampshire. We don't travel up
Mm.
north anymore because it's too cold for Beth. So we went there one year, and it gets
Didn't
dark.
y'all go do that last year or something?
No.
Y'all traveled somewhere for a holiday. I want to say last year.
Maybe
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Maybe I'm thinking
Probably.
of something else.
The year it's been probably 10 years since I've been up to New Hampshire for
Oh,
the
wow.
holidays.
Okay.
But it gets dark at like 4:00, right? Because it's New Hampshire.
Okay.
It's so far north. 4:00, and then it's cold. And Beth
So
was
pretty
like,
miserable.
yeah. I mean, it depends. It's just, and everybody lives like an hour away from each other, 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm.
So traveling's hard. It's not like going during the summer when you're on break. To your point, is going from house to house to house to
Mhm.
house. You're in the car the whole time. You're just literally
Yeah.
driving for an entire vacation.
I know. Yeah.
That's tough, right? You're
Yeah.
not just hanging out. So yeah. But those are that's basically the pieces that or the things we do kind of for the holidays. It's kind of fun. And then we'll go over to my brother-in-law's and hang out, and they cook, all of that. So let's get into some of the ways we can take care of ourselves over the holidays. It's going to fight you a little bit. It's because you sat your seat so low.
Oh, I know. I like it. Though. I
Snuggled
like
up
to
on the
rest.
table.
Yeah.
Some things that, like that's one of the reasons we wanted to talk today is it's kind of like finding some balance during the holidays, not just during the holiday. It can be any time, but especially now. It's going to start to get real stressful about today. If you haven't taken your turkey out, go buy a new one because it's too late if it's still frozen. That's just like a notice. I made a video yesterday about like don't catch your house on fire,
Mhm.
like by frying them. Have you ever seen those videos?
No.
So if you put You know, a fry, like you do the
Yeah, yeah,
fryer or whatever. If you put like a cold or a frozen turkey in it, it'll explode.
Oh my
I'll show you the
gosh.
video
Oh
later.
no.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like houses
Okay.
catch on fire and
Oh
stuff.
my
It's
God.
wild. So don't do that. That'll add to your stress. That's bad. Do it in the backyard if you're gonna do it. So what do you think? Like when we start thinking self-care, self-discipline, balance in those.
Yeah,
sorts of
no. I mean, I was kind of thinking, like me personally, how I've been finding balance like more recently.
Yeah.
And then right now I'm doing this this challenge, a 30-day challenge where I have to like do like certain things, like a list of things every day. I can read it to you.
Yeah, let's go.
It's my friend Exilia. She's the one who like pushed this out. And so she was like, Krystle, just say yes. And I was like, okay.
Right. You're like, do I have to, like, how much time is this in thought?
I was like, what does it entail? She's like, it doesn't matter. You're going to do it. And I'm like, okay, I'll just do it.
There you go.
So it's basically you wake up at the same time of day. You do like 10 minutes of stretching. You do a workout. You pray, you make coffee or tea at home, you cook 1 to 3 times a day at the house, you drink 8 cups of water or something along those lines. I believe it's that. You tidy up for 10 minutes, so whatever in
That
the
way your
house.
house is
you
in order.
You just tidy for 10 minutes though. That's like so you don't get overwhelmed by something like a bigger project.
Yeah, you're
or
not
something.
you're not cleaning the house.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then you monitor your expenses. So basically at the end of the day, okay, what did I spend
Go into your checking
today?
account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. You take a selfie for some self-love. And then you purge one item. So just an item in the house, you just purge it. So
It's like throw it out.
yeah, well, I have a
donate it
box right now.
whatever. Yeah,
so
like
and then
Goodwill
I'm putting
kind of thing.
yeah, I'm putting things in a box right now. I think that was
I could
pretty
purge
much
every
it.
day for like 5 years, I think.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
something I can look around this room. There's
like,
all
yeah, I
sorts
don't
of
need
stuff in
that.
this.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so I mean it feels pretty good. The waking up at the same time is a little more difficult for me. I set my alarm at 8, but I don't always wake up at 8. I wake up for sure before 9 a.m. But I like slow mornings. Like slow mornings are for me like the most chill thing. I love it.
yeah.
So I think that's one of the things as far as like the stresses of whatever, I think one of the things that helps me is enjoying my slow mornings, making the coffee or once Jonathan makes it, drinking the coffee, hanging out with the baby. Like this morning we were just cuddling in bed, you know what I mean? Like it's just, for me, that's the best,
That's awesome.
and just hanging out and just being with my family.
Yeah,
and-
that's great.
and
Like for
chilling,
me,
yeah.
it's like get up in the morning, like during the work week, like Monday through Friday for the most part, is get up and go. Right. It's brush your teeth, get dressed, take a shower, do whatever, grab my coffee,
Mhm.
and then out the door. Right. If I'm working here at the house, then it's just straight up to my office and just working.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can see how like that's why like you were last night. She's like, "Do you want to start a little earlier?" And I was like, "It's vacation."
Yeah.
Like, I get a slow morning. I get bring the dogs to go get coffee with me. I go get coffee sometimes on the, on the days off and times things like that. I love that list though. The reason being is it kind of gives you some organization during the day, but it takes just pieces.
Mhm.
And it's not, how long does it take you to accomplish all that?
I don't know, because
throughout the day.
yeah, exactly. She's like, it shouldn't take more than like an hour out of your day, which
Right.
I don't imagine that unless like, well, yesterday my workout was jujitsu, so that was
Well,
like
that's an
an hour and a half or 2 hours
Yeah.
because we did kids too. But so yeah,
But
that
that's
was
also
like
work and working.
yeah.
Right. So that's a little different.
It was
So if
fun.
you guys don't recall, she's one of the coaches at Submission Concepts as well here in San
Mm-hmm.
Antonio. So if you are interested in jiu-jitsu, reach out.
Yeah, it was fun. We missed you.
We went and saw Gladiator last night, and the thing's like 3 hours long.
Wait, what do you
Gladiator
mean?
2.
There's another one,
It just
like a
came
new
out.
one.
Yeah.
With the same wrestle.
No,
what's
he's
his name?
dead.
He died?
Well, not in real life.
Oh yeah, duh, in the movie. Okay, I was like, wait, what?
Huh?
Okay.
No, like so I don't want to give anything away.
No, don't
was
give it
good.
away. Okay,
But
good.
there's some parts in it I was like, come on. Right? Like it was good though. It was
Okay.
entertaining.
All right. Because I like the first one.
I did
so-
too.
Okay.
Like I mean, how can you not?
yeah,
like the
I know
first
it's so
Gladiator?
powerful.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This one, it falls in line from that one.
Okay.
So it's the sequel to it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's good. It's worth, but the thing is like almost 3 hours long. And then by the time we got back to the house, it was like almost 7. And I was like, God dang it. So I planned on going to jujitsu last night.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work.
We just rolled the whole time.
oh, there you go. Yeah.
It was so much fun though, because I don't know if well, we haven't really announced it, but we pretty much canceled open mat on Saturdays.
Okay.
So just so we could be with family and
That's fair.
stuff.
Yeah. 'Cause
And
it's just YouTube pretty much.
it's just us two running that. And it's like, if we want to
Somebody's gotta
do
be there.
something,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's hard for us to
Your
plan around
Saturdays,
that.
yeah.
Exactly. And Saturdays are like, yeah, we work a little bit in the morning, like women's class and kids class. But then after that, like we could go hang out with Jonathan's family because that's the only day
You
that
could
they
do
have
anything.
off. Exactly.
You can do stuff around the house. You can work
So-
on your list.
So we just don't want to like have to commit to another 2 hours of,
That's
you know
fair.
what I mean?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Anyways,
It's called work-life balance.
exactly.
It's totally fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need to rationalize it. It's
I
just
think
like,
we're finding more of that too, as a family, as a unit as well,
Mhm.
which is really cool. And then, in our relationship as well. So things are good.
That's
like
good.
things are harmonizing and balancing.
after having a kid and going through that for the first 12 months,
yeah,
just
it's a lot.
crazy.
Because I think I told you the last time,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I lost part of myself. Like I felt
Yeah, I
like I
remember you saying-
was
yeah.
very disconnected, and it was mostly like more spiritual stuff.
Okay.
But I felt very disconnected from just the groove of life, and I was like,
Because
like
it's disruptive.
yeah, it's. I
And you
mean,
got to get on you have to find that new path, right? Like how it's
Yeah.
going and everything as far as
Yeah.
that goes. Like what is the new normal?
and like for me too, right? Like personally as a mom, and like, having this baby who's just like I am its supporter, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's very different, and it's not like a change of identity or anything, it's more of like, I don't know,
It's
just
a 24-hour-a-day job.
but it's beautiful. I'm like,
Sure.
no, but yeah, it's just different. It's just different, but I love it. So
It's awesome.
it's yeah,
So
the
that- yeah.
balance is coming. So now I feel
that part of the
better.
balance in life. And that I think, even though you're like, it's a chore.
Well, it's only day 3, so
Oh, all right. But you've done it for 3 days.
I've done
Have you
it-
heard of that 70 hard?
no. what's
Okay.
that?
So let me see if I can find it real quick. It's 70 hard. It's that's what I thought that was going to be.
Mm.
It's kind of like this workout program-ish. 70 hard. Let's see. 70 hard diet workout, whatever. What is 75 hard? It basically, you work out. Okay, let me see. Basically, you have to you work out every day for 70 days. You do
Mhm.
the selfie thing.
Mm,
You have to journal. You have to read 10 pages.
that's part of it.
You have to do certain things every single day. And if you miss a day, you have to start over. Right? So here it is. Choose a diet. If you're not already following one and stick with it, that means no cheat days. Also, you have to cut out all alcohol. Two 45-minute workouts every day, and one must be outside.
Jesus.
Drink a gallon of water every day, read 10 pages of a motivational nonfiction book every day, and take a progress picture of yourself every day. Right?
You see, like, I feel like that's a little extreme. Like,
But yeah, I do too.
you know what I mean? Like, and that, okay, so that's another thing about like self-discipline and stuff. Like, self-discipline doesn't, like, it seems like, okay, I need to be super strict with myself. No, you need to give yourself grace too, because we're not perfect beings.
100%.
And that's why I think I like this list, because it's not difficult. It's like, so another thing is like you work out or you go for a walk. So it's like I have to walk the dog anyway. So it's
Get the stroller, get the
yeah, exactly.
Bring the dog.
So
Yep.
it's just these things are like I tidy up the house almost every day anyways, because Zacchaeus' toys are everywhere. So I'm always trying to reorganize
yeah.
or put all his toys
Clean up
back.
the counter. It's kind of a mess because you've
Yeah.
been throwing your shit on there every day.
And
for
so it
a week,
allows
like
you to
our
like
house?
yeah, it's kind of like it's not extreme. It's not like you must do this.
Mhm.
And for me, I'm just like I'm gonna give myself grace with the time thing, because I still have to wake up every now and then in the middle of the night to feed the baby. So
true. Yeah.
like I'm not gonna, stress about that. And that's another thing. Like when people do this, because I have been known to be like a perfectionist and have a little bit of OCD, which I kind of do, but I also am learning more of like just having more grace and
Mhm.
like kind of letting things go a little bit more and flowing a little bit better. So yeah, I'm not going to stress about that. And that's the same thing with food. For a long time, I was very like, because I'm vegetarian again, I told you,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And then I don't drink alcohol.
Right.
And that's been years. So I've been doing that non-alcohol thing for years. And
Yeah.
for me, that's like
normal. That's normal life for you.
yeah, exactly. So it's not, and it was a choice more than anything. It wasn't like I need to force myself to do this. I was like, you know what? It's just not for me. So
fair.
I don't need it. And so I just stopped.
Pretty easy.
Yeah. So that's like, I think discipline and willpower go hand in hand. You know what I mean? So if you have the will to do something, you're going to do it.
Right.
You know, you have that strength within, all of us have that strength within us. So if you just make the choice, then it's like, all right, like, let's just do this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you don't need to, that 75 hard thing, it's kind of a little,
it
obsessive.
sets you up for failure
like
almost.
and then you have to start over.
Yeah.
Right? So,
And it's like
you said, the grace part, it's like, shit, I screwed up one day. And then you're going to be like, I'm not going through that again.
yeah. And
Instead
it makes
of just
it,
saying, all right, I kind of fell off the wagon. I forgot to journal because I fell asleep. I was tired because I worked all day.
yeah.
I'll journal tomorrow morning, or I'll do it for 10 minutes or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
While I'm waiting for my coffee.
Yeah.
Write some notes down or do whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's like a huge thing is like, it's not only is it setting you up for failure, but it's like all these insecurities about yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your self-doubt, and it's like honing in on all that. Well, obviously you can't do it because you can't even
get your
yeah,
two
it's
45-minute a day workouts. You know what? If you go for a 20-minute walk around the holidays, that's pretty dang good. Just right, you're gonna be eating 10,000 calories. Like, just go for a walk. It's probably good for your heart anyway.
But you know what? Like, and that's another thing is like finding that balance within the holidays. F it. Like, it's the holidays. Like, enjoy yourself, splurge a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I'm going to eat whatever I want. Like,
Here, kind of a weird thing is, okay, so I'm 48 and the average person lives to 78-ish.
Okay.
I've only got 30 more Christmases. That's what so that's the way you look at it. No, you think about it that
You're
way.
going to live till you're 100. You're going to be centenary.
But if that's the case, that's cool.
Yeah.
But when you think about it,
If you want to.
to your point is enjoy them
Yeah.
because they're finite, right? You only have so many days and so much time and all of that. So yeah, have that piece of pie if you want, right?
I mean, like, okay, know your limits, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I'm saying.
But like, enjoy it. And then, like, for me, I feel like I don't eat like this all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not constantly like
I need
buying
cake. Yeah,
or
same.
like, you know what I mean? So it's okay. I'm doing it once or
It's like having a
twice.
piece of birthday cake or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Like, it's
The
fine.
Ooey Gooeyes, I get them once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, absolutely. So when we talk about kind of the relationship piece of all of the things that are going on, last time that you were here, we talked, there's things that are always happening kind of internally, externally, relationships, friends, family, all of that sort of thing. When I think about like some of the holidays, it can get stressful. You bring people of different ideologies together sometimes when they're not used to hanging out in some cases. Sometimes, like you said, your family could be totally rad and all get along.
yeah.
Some families aren't like that either, or
Yeah.
friend groups or something like that. I kind of made a joke. It's like every friend group, not everyone, but most friend groups have the asshole in the friend group. And if you don't know who that is, it's probably you.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes like me, right? Because not that I'm a dick to people, but I like to have fun and I like to poke.
Yeah.
And Beth
Nah, you're
sometimes-
not.
But Beth sometimes like, all right, dude, chill out. You've been
At least not in our group.
no. I know.
Jonathan's more of like, he talks so much shit.
Yeah. So maybe no.
Nah.
He's the one in the friend group. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah.
So when you think about it that way, right? Like, what are your thoughts on that piece of it?
I don't know. Like, for me, maybe I've been blessed to have like pretty cohesive groups. You know what I mean? I mean, not entirely, but now I think that I've surrounded myself with the people that I do, mesh with. And my family, I mean, nobody's perfect and we all have our things,
right.
you know what I mean? But for the most part, we all care and love one another so much that it's like, and we understand how finite life can be. We've had losses and stuff. So it's like, we want to enjoy each other. You know what I mean? So that's like a powerful thing because, experiencing all those together, grieving together, it's like, okay,
It brings you tight.
now we're like, okay, we want to be with one another. You know what I mean? And then same thing with the friends thing. I know like a lot of my friends recently have been going through really difficult times. I mean, I'm sure you know, and it's
Mhm.
just like, holy crap. Like, you just don't realize how special these moments are, you know, like being here with you know what I mean? Being here with the people, and it's going to make me cry, but it's like, you know, I love everybody. You know, I love
Right.
you guys so much. I love our people. And I think that's another thing that I was like recently has kind of been a theme in my life. It's like you need to spend more time with the people you love. And those are my subcon family, but like my family, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my friend, the people, my transcend family, like those people I love, and I want to be able to spend more time with them because you just never know. You
Right.
never know. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah. So that's how I'm like going about that is I kind of just choose like, hey, do you want to hang out? Like, you know what I mean?
Reaching
Or
out, being proactive
yeah,
and
exactly.
reaching out.
And because I can be, especially, you know, Jonathan's kind of like a homebody too, but I've become more of a homebody as well.
I mean, yeah.
So it's like, you know, a lot of times I just kind of want to isolate and not, and for the time that I felt really disconnected, like I really just didn't want to be around people because I didn't feel like my energy was like, I didn't want to share that energy.
Mhm.
I wanted to feel more like myself before I started reaching out to people and hanging out more. And now I feel more myself. So it's like, all right, now is the time, like to hang out with my people, to love them, to appreciate them, to, you know, just be in the moment with them. And so I think like, I don't know, does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. No, it absolutely does. Because
Okay.
that's a big piece of it, right? And I'm bringing this back to the holidays intentionally because it's one of the more stressful times in life or of the year. If you are disconnected already, it's not going to be easier either because you're going to see social. We'll get into social media here and stuff like that in a few minutes, but you're going to be doom scrolling on Instagram or something, and you're going to see everybody else hanging out and do kitty.
It's okay.
You're using your nails on them. That's why.
Yeah, it's okay. I've had cats
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, he's wild. Sorry.
It's okay.
You gotta.
He's like, all right, I'm
All
gonna.
right, all right,
Let me
I'll
just
be over
clean
here if
up."
you need me. But yeah, you're gonna see people. You're gonna see other people, and it's just gonna kind of put you down in a hole even farther, and you're gonna feel more disconnected. So
Yeah.
that's where you know, if you have a friend that's not been around or a family member that you haven't talked to in a while, it's like be the proactive one. Reach out, right? I
If you
think that's
have the energy, that's
yeah.
the
If you have the
thing.
energy, yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like if you can't like have that energy, if you can't like hold space for someone, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like that, then it's like, all right, I can't even deal with it, and so then triggers will go off. You know what I mean?
I gotcha. I see it from that perspective too, but
I know what you mean.
yeah, if you are on the other side where you're in a good space, you're in a good place mentally, physically, so whatever. Yeah, absolutely reach out, try and help that other person. Or,
Yeah.
you know, if they need something for the holidays or they need something any time of year, it doesn't just have to be the holidays in those
Yeah.
cases. But like I was saying, is the more isolated you get, the worse it can be.
Yep.
Right. Because it's depression, basically. That's what it is, you know, so call a spade. So we don't want people to be depressed. We don't want people to be lonely and isolated and all of that. So yeah, you know, and I'm glad you came out the other side of it, right? And that takes a lot of fucking work.
I wonder if that was part of like the postpartum thing, you know, because I didn't
Your
even
hormones
realize,
are all like,
bro.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Our last podcast was kind of an emotional little bit of a roller coaster, right?
I know.
I mean,
was in a
between both
weird
of us,
space.
but both of us
Yeah.
even. So, I mean, that's totally fine. That's part of having the conversation. That's why I say it's like try and leave some of that bag. Don't forget it,
Yeah.
but don't look backwards. Try and look forwards and see, okay, how can I change things and how things will get better
Yeah.
as long as you, like you said, you're putting in the work. Gotta put in the fucking work.
Yeah, and that work is self-care. Like honestly, like taking care of yourself, like your well-being in all aspects of life. So, yeah. I mean, that's just it.
Yeah.
What else?
All sorts of stuff. So getting into some of the social media pieces, socializing, and you've kind of already kind of alluded to this and talked about this a little bit, is socializing without social media. You said like the gift piece, like playing the games, doing the games. That's the white elephant type of thing. But when I was thinking, you were like, oh, we give each other games, board games, like having game nights.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
Fatima is
fun.
always great about like having people over to the house and, you know, having just hangouts really, and going and getting coffee and doing those sorts of things. So, excuse me. So when putting your phone down is one thing, like even at dinner time, right? Like Beth and I put the phones down.
After you take your selfie?
Well, that's only on Wednesday nights. We only do that because that's for the podcast. But yeah, we do the selfie on Wednesdays, and then we put the phones down.
Oh, okay.
But every other night of the week, we sit down intentionally. We've done this forever. And we sit at the table and we just shoot the shit. You know what I mean? It's
Y'all
30
are
minutes,
funny. I
right?
love it.
You only get a little bit of time during the
Yeah.
day, right? To actually talk to your family members. You know, I mean, Beth and I are here together most of the time, but so we do talk, but I'm often doing other things. She's reading or baking like she is today or doing different things. You still have these independent things going on, but when you come together, you don't need to be on social media.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I think that's powerful. A lot of times, and sometimes I'm sad about it, but just because I'm like, oh, I missed an opportunity to take a picture with my friend. But like when I hang out with people, I was a while ago, I was always taking pictures, like, where are we? Who am I with? And I felt like, for one, social media is not like, for me, it's not reality. You know, it's not. And
it's absolutely not.
And people like perceive it that way. And so I didn't want to be in that world, you know, that like, anyways, I didn't want to be in that world. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to hang out with people and just not even worry about it. You know what I mean? Not post anything, like just be with my friends and just be present with them. And, but yeah, sometimes I'll forget to take a picture just for memory
like,
for
shit,
myself.
I haven't seen that person in whatever.
Yeah. And then I missed a picture.
Yeah,
but,
that happens.
But you know what I mean? But I feel like those are the most powerful moments, you know what I mean, with our people. And I don't know, I've been kind of like weird with social media lately. I take frequent breaks where I'll just like for a few months, I'll just stop. Like I'll get away from it completely. And then that's sometimes I feel overwhelmed by it. That's why. And then like recently I'm kind of like, oh, I'm here every now and then I'm like away for a while. And then I'm here and then I'm like away. You know, it's kind of depends on my mood. Like the day of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. So that, I mean, that can be very healthy.
Yeah.
So for me, like doing 3, 4, 5 podcasts a week, social media is where you push everything.
Yeah.
This is long format, having a conversation. Is it social media? Maybe, but it's also having
marketing,
a conversation with somebody, talking, but yeah, pushing things out.
Yeah.
Beginning of the show, you got to say, all right, go here, 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 and here, right? Those are all social media kind of avenues, right? YouTube, Instagram, blah, 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 blah. But on like Sundays and Mondays, it's dialed back, right? Like I'll check a couple things. Maybe I'll record like a little something, but that's it, right? And I try and do that. But again, it's hard because you're trying to push out and you're trying to build and you're trying to do all of these different things. It's another job if you look at it that way, right?
No, like I totally see that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm just like, so I've been in this place where it's like, okay, what like avenue do I want to take like to bring more income? Like, is it like the podcasting, which I talked about, you know, before?
Yeah.
Is it the thrifting, like the resale world? Is it like, because there are things in that I enjoy. I love talking with people and, you know, having conversations with people. And I also love shopping. But like thrifting,
You found
because
the best way to do it.
dude, it's so much fun. But the problem,
there's a Plato's Closet like around the corner from here.
no, the thrift stores are cheaper and there are gems. Like you literally find gems in there and they're so much cheaper. Okay. So anyways,
See, I don't know. I just saw it.
No,
last
but
night.
Plato's is I was shopping at Plato's for a while, but then when I was younger, my family has always been in the thrifting world and the garage sale, my on my dad's side. So every summer when we would go over there, we would wake up early on the, you know, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, drive around, go to garage sales, go to like the big, what are they called?
Like a flea market.
Yeah, those two. But like where Goodwill has like big bins and stuff, like and you just go through the bins and it's like by the pound. They charge you by the pound instead of by the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they have like these, and we used to do that with my family. And so like for me, it's a nostalgic thing as well. And so I literally find joy in it. So I'm trying to like figure out which avenue to take, because the problem is I'm conflicted because I don't really like being on social media that much. Like I don't want to have to, it feels almost like this obligation, and I don't really want to add that to my life. You know what I
Your
mean?
load of shit you need to do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's why it's got to be fun. That's why
Yeah.
I love podcasting. I like doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I love, like, I get to sit down with you, or I get to sit down with Beth a couple times a week. So you think about it, and it kind of flips it a little bit, right? So for I've seen your photos that you do and you push out with your thrift outfits and stuff like that, right?
But I'm like, do I want to do that all the time? Like,
But you do it a couple times a week, and
yeah.
it's not that much, right?
Yeah.
It's just, and are you going to start selling?
Yeah, I've already done like a couple of items on Facebook Marketplace, but I'm
Right.
not sharing it with my friends because I don't want them to be overwhelmed by it either. You know what I mean? Because there's an option where it's like hide from your friends, because they know it'll come up all the time,
Their
like on
feeds.
their feeds.
But
Yeah.
what if they're the one that they like that
Yeah,
sweater, or they
that's
like that whatever?
true.
They're your friends for a reason.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just conflicted right now. So I'm trying to like
You'll
figure
work
out.
through it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with that, because then again, like I was saying, like right now I feel like I want to be more in physical connection with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's like, I know it's work versus, you know what I mean, like passion versus whatever, interpersonal relationships, but like I feel like right now that's what I need my community. I need to like build my relationships with the people that I love and care about, and then kind of like see where that goes. So I don't know, I'm being patient with myself too. I'm
Hell yeah.
like, I don't have to do anything.
You
You
don't
know what
have
I mean?
to do any. I don't have to do any of this.
Yeah,
It's because
exactly.
I want to.
Yeah.
You know, and that's absolutely the reason, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, as long as you like doing it, you're having
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, like I'm going after this, I'm going to go thrifting with my aunt. So like I'm
see?
excited.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
You've mentioned this several times. We've got a puppy downstairs. It's absolutely in love with Krystle, and he's got separation anxiety right now. That is Henry. He's
Is it
downstairs.
Henry?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Henry.
poor baby.
7-month-old baby.
He's so cute.
Exactly. But you were saying it goes back to the interpersonal relationships, right? It's keeping those tight, building on them, making them stronger over time. And I think that's a huge piece of, like you said, your growth, right? It's easy for me. It's easy to be, because I'm physically separated from family members. Like Beth and I have her family here. Like all my family's in New Hampshire. I've got a couple of aunts and uncles in Colorado. And I think that's pretty much where everybody is for the most part. So it's easy, quite honestly, to not pick up the phone and reach out and have the conversation or have a call. Or the calls are, hey, how you doing? Good. Oh, good. I'm glad you're alive. All right, catch you later. And they're literally sometimes that's how short they are. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's where sometimes social media comes in handy, because my dad will be like, oh, I saw this. I saw that, because I don't talk to my dad but every once in a great while. And that's something I need to work on, that I talk about with like Beth, right? But that is part of kind of the ebb and flow of my life, how it always has been since I moved in 97 to Arizona from New Hampshire. It's just always been like that. It's like every few months we talk, which may seem strange to some people, but sometimes it's just how it is, right?
That's kind of how I am with my dad's side. Like and it makes me want to call my grandma now. My grandma, she lives in Tennessee. And I love her so much, and I want to visit, but I'm waiting for the right opportunity. But so every time I call, I'm like, yeah, I want to visit. I want to plan this. And then it's like, oh shit. Like
It's 6 months later. Yeah,
and
that's how it
still
goes.
hasn't happened. So, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like,
It's just a challenge.
Yeah.
But keeping those relationships, keeping people close. And then I love how you said it's like, your tribe, your group of friends. I've got friends that I've known for 35 plus years now that I grew up with. They're as close as anybody else would be, kind of familially, right? They're as close as that.
Yeah.
So you've got those people to lean on. Count yourself as lucky. You know what I mean? That you do have that friend group, because sometimes friends come and go, and that's for a reason, whatever. You move, life changes, they get a new job, you get a new job, things kind of change over time. So just be kind of, think through that. Again, count yourself as lucky if you got those groups.
The core group, yeah.
Huh?
The core group.
The core group.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we have a good core group of friends. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And those are the people I'm like,
You can rely on.
yeah. And I feel like I'm just like, I can't imagine my life without them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and they're my sisters or, you know, my brothers.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any crazy holiday stories?
Yeah, that's a
Like,
good question.
Or wild shit's
Okay, say
happening?
yours
You want me to share
first. Yeah,
mine?
because I'm trying to think of mine.
So during the Thanksgiving holidays, it's a little bit different for me. Like Thanksgiving's always, it's a little easier going because you're just basically hanging out, drinking beers. Like that's my family. Like drinking beers, hanging out, eating way too much, watching football, kind of just, you know, bullshitting, doing those sorts of things, right? So one time, I've never shared this. I was this is a long time ago, before I had my corporate work and
last
stuff
year.
like that. No,
Just kidding.
I still lived in New Hampshire, in fact. And I went to my uncle's house.
Mm-hmm.
This is way back when. And my uncle's, I think he's probably, so I'm 48, he's probably like 68, 70-ish, something like that. So, you know, not too much older than me. But yeah, he smokes the weeds, right?
Mhm.
And there was a million family members at his house. And he had this cool old house. And he's a foreman. He like does construction for a living.
Mhm.
So he hand builds everything, right? His house is beautiful. It's like up in the mountains, all this shit,
Dang.
right? And he's like, hey, me and my brother's like, come out back. I'm like, okay, right? Don't know what he's doing. He's like, here. And he hands us a joint. I was like, okay. I mean, I was like 18, 19 or something. And it was the craziest weed I'd ever smoked in my entire life, right? To that point. This is years ago. So it's not like it is today, right?
Mhm.
Like where you can go to the store and get like all the wild stuff.
Yeah.
This is where the hard part comes in. You have to go back inside and be around 50 people. That's a not fun
Yeah.
experience,
I know.
right?
I've had
And you're
that,
just
yeah.
like, you get the paranoias.
Yep. Mhm.
I was like, everybody knows my mom and I don't know if my
They're all
dad.
watching me.
That's exactly right. Like my aunt sees me, my grandmother was still alive. I was like, Meme sees me, she knows I'm like, I don't think she ever knew anything, right?
Oh God.
But yeah, so to the point where I was like, I need something to drink. And I knew he was making coffee.
Mhm.
Then I poured some coffee and it was like this much in the bottom of the pot because it was still making, it was a mess. I was a mess. Then I spilled it, you know, because I was walking.
Oh,
It's a whole thing. And then I just sat down on the floor.
Oh
Like, just
my
because there was
God.
no more chairs left. So I was like sitting on the floor and then you get stiff. Be mindful when you're hanging out with family, especially your crazy ass uncles, right? So thank you, Uncle George. We appreciate that.
We love you.
We love you. He's awesome. I love Uncle George. Yeah, he's an
Oh,
amazing
so
guy. Yeah,
funny.
so he's the crazy jovial Uncle George nutcase. So you have any crazy stories like that where you've goofed up?
I mean, I have a similar story to
Do you?
that. Yeah, like
Being
where
around too much family sometimes.
well, no, it wasn't really a family. It was Sammy and I. I don't know if it was around the holidays. I remember it was cold, but it was Sammy and I. We had brownies. I can't remember from where. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my party days. But yeah, we ate these brownies and then we were at a party and then we walked into the party. Not even 5 minutes afterwards, we were like, holy shit, we need to get out of here. Like we were so
That's how
stoned. We're like, this is not good. So we ended up like chilling in his car, like at the house, like in the driver or whatever on the street. And like, I swear I was seeing like shapes and like all this shit. I was like, oh my God, like never happened to me before. And so we were just tripping balls in the car for, I don't even know how long.
Just like say, we're just staying here.
Yeah, exactly. Because we were way too high to do anything. We're like, holy shit, what was in those things? So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was around the holidays, but it like
It's
it was that.
yeah, you get that feeling. And being at a family event where you're expected to kind of hang out, you can't leave. I don't even think I drove there, so there was like no going anywhere.
no.
So you're like stuck. I'll just go walk outside some more when it's like freezing ass cold out.
Oh
You're like,
no.
fun times, but I'm sure you all have some sort of story like that. Or
Yeah.
you know somebody that has a story like that. They're Good
Mhm.
times for sure.
Yeah. It's a story. So yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. How do you keep you cool through the holidays though? That's kind of one of the big ones, right? Is, you know, getting the shopping done, doing, you know, the traffic, dealing with all the people, still working, still raising a baby, getting all that. What are you looking forward to?
So
and how
yeah,
you
for
trying to manage?
me, I don't really do the whole, at least I haven't in a few years, the whole Christmas shopping thing.
No.
The last time that I did something for like the holidays for all my friends and stuff, I like did a DIY like drink mix or something like that.
Oh yeah, you gave
And
me one.
yeah,
Yep.
and it's just like for me, it took so much energy out of me that I was like, I can't do this like anymore. So honestly, I just took that expectation out of my life. Like
That's
I
cool.
just, and now it's a good excuse, but I have a baby. So it's like, hey, like I don't really, you know what I mean? But I love everybody and I want to show appreciation to them, but that's not the time. Like this is not the time. For
Okay.
me, I feel like I don't even put that expectation on myself because it's way too much energy and I will get overwhelmed. So I don't do it.
Set boundaries, right? Even with yourself.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm still gonna do the gift exchange with
Yeah,
exchange
that's
with
true.
my family and stuff, and I've thought about doing that with like a group of friends too, and maybe next year or something I'll set
Yeah,
something
bring it
up like
back.
that. But this year I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna do the gift exchange with my family, and then that's pretty much it. Like I
Easy
don't
peasy.
expect anything, and I love my friends and I think they know that. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
it's not.
I
You don't
don't
have to give
think
them
they
stuff.
expect things
Right.
either. You know what I mean? So, and time is the most precious thing. So, when I'm with them, I just spend my moments with them and, just be present with them,
Yeah.
not give them presents, but be present.
Maybe that's the present, Krystle.
Yeah,
See
it
that full
is.
circle.
Yep.
Full circle.
Yep.
Love it.
So, that's
Yeah,
pretty much it.
traffic for people, just like the grace piece is give yourself some grace. You're gonna get stuck in traffic. If you're out trying to get that one gift for your kid or something and you're fighting for it and it's hard to get, setting expectations may be a good thing too.
Yeah, or not having those
Or don't have
expectations. Yeah,
expectations.
like that's the thing is like, okay, if
That's a
that,
good idea too.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, if that is the thing, if it's like your son wants this particular thing and you're not able to do it, like, first of all,
It could
I'm
be
kind of,
financially, could be
yeah,
whatever. You just
exactly.
can't get it. Demand
just
all those
don't
things.
have that. And then when you are able to do that, but for me, I'm like a planner too. So like, I think a few days ago, I already bought all the food for Thanksgiving that I'm gonna make. I'm
That's
like,
Beth.
I did not want to fight anybody.
Yep, we
You know
got
what
it,
I
like,
mean?
Sunday.
Yeah,
We picked up groceries.
it's like, why? Well, what's the point? Like I don't want to put that on myself either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess one thing that would help is like just, do things earlier, and you know what I mean, or just,
That's a big thing.
yeah,
I tend to be when it comes to like Christmas stuff, like shopping. 'Cause it's
last
just
minute.
Beth and I,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, she's wanted some slippers because she's had her slippers for, oh, I don't know, 8 years. They're a little ragged,
Wow.
right? But they're expensive. They're the UGG kind of slippers,
Oh,
right? So
okay.
they're nice, and
Mhm.
they've gone she's put some miles on them, right?
Mhm.
But I tried to get them last year, but my dumbass waited till like 3 days before Christmas. I was like, I can get these, no problem. Amazon. No. Nope. Sorry, honey. You didn't get them that last year, but maybe this year. Right. But yeah, doing things well in advance if you can. I think that's
Yeah.
a big thing, is planning ahead.
Yeah.
And writing the lists down. That's a massive list writer.
Yeah.
She's got a notebook of just lists from like going on vacation, traveling, doing anything. She's like, all right, I got to write a list for this.
I love that.
You know what I
dude.
mean? And then she just go check,
Because it makes
check.
it like, I was listening to something like a psychologist talking about it. It puts it in your subconscious mind. And so even without having to think about it, you're already going towards those paths.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like you're setting yourself up for that. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's
It's an
good
easy way to keep
to
track
keep track
of
of
things.
it. But
Versus me, I'm not a very good list keeper. Like we travel, I just throw shit in a bag. Like, oh, I need 4 pairs of underwear, 3 pairs of socks, blah, 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 whatever it is, right? Meanwhile, she's over there writing like what shirt she's going to wear with what pants and what shoes and for Monday
Dang,
and Tuesday.
she's super prepared.
Yeah. That's why she has 2 suitcases every time we travel. So that's another big piece for y'all. Traveling, it's going to be rough. Thanksgiving is the busiest travel day, week, whatever event of the year. Christmas is right up there too. So again, be patient, man. you're gonna be rough
Yeah.
in the airports or on the roads or
Man.
anything as far as that goes. So
Super
yeah.
blessed. We don't have to do that.
That's another piece, yeah.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, if you're traveling, if you're driving 8 hours to go visit family, which is great. I know a lot of people love to do that. That's kind of their tradition. We're gonna go see their family. Cheaper to drive than fly,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But you're spending 2 full days like going there and coming back. So it is, you know, again, blessed to kind of have some family around, friends around, close. You know, do that Friendsgiving thing. If you can't afford it, times are tough, money's tight, all of that good.
Yeah.
not that good.
Potlucks.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, that's
Be surprised. Get those. Have you ever had funeral potatoes? I don't know why they call them funeral potatoes.
I'm like, no.
They're not really. That's just what they're called. But it's
Okay.
like potato and cheese casserole.
Ooh.
It's the easiest thing. Beth
That
makes
sounds
it.
super good.
You'd love it. Trust
yeah,
me.
probably.
You get the bag of like Orida diced potatoes,
Mhm.
can of even I know the ingredients because I buy them all the time. I'm the one who buys them. Can of cream of celery, can of cream of chicken. You mix those together with I think sour cream. Thing of sour cream. Mix all that together.
Mhm.
Put it in a 9 by what are they? 8 by 12, whatever the
Yeah,
regular
yeah.
baking dish. Cover it in cheese
Mhm.
and just bake it for like 45 minutes or an hour or something like that.
That
And it's the
sounds
best thing you'll
good.
ever have, right? And it goes
Yeah.
with anything. So, and I just got hungry. My stomach just
I
growled.
know. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm
Neither have
like,
So yeah, so simple things like that you can do. That costs, I don't know, $6,
yeah.
right? You get the store brand cream of mushroom or cream of whatever soups.
Yep.
Cheap. Do things cheap.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
and quicker because the past few years I was making like quinoa dishes, like quinoa salad and stuff, which it doesn't take too long, but I don't know. For me, I was like, this is too much work. I don't want to do this. I want to do something different this year.
Make a casserole.
Well, this year I'm making. I've already made one batch. Well, my mom technically made it, but it was my list. But I'm making roasted Brussels sprouts. I don't know. That may sound gross to some people, but I love Brussels sprouts.
All right. I know that I can God, maybe my mom I think my mom brain damaged me when I was a kid with Brussels sprouts.
She traumatized you.
That's the word I was looking for. See, I can't even say the right word. Traumatized me with them.
Do they make you gag?
Dude, yes.
Yeah.
I just can't do them. I've tried them 10 different ways.
That sucks.
With like or whatever the sauce, cream sauce, hollandaise or whatever it's on. I've tried them roasted. I've tried them. You name it. I can't. I'm like, nope.
Dang. See, I'm mixing like
No, I'm not hungry anymore.
Yeah, sorry. But I'm mixing goat cheese, honey, cranberries, and some other like balsamic vinegar and stuff. It's like
all those things sound amazing.
Yeah, and on the Brussels sprouts roasted tastes really good. But if you're traumatized by them, I understand because that's how I am with peas.
Just like the reason I don't like pork chops either. Sorry, Mom. My mom's passed away, so it's okay. So yeah, Mom, you did it. Just throwing it out there.
Well, I can say even though my mom's alive, I'm like, Mom, you traumatized me with peas.
See, peas.
Yeah, I hate peas. Like I smell them, I'm like, oh, God. Oh no, I can't do it. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I hope you have an awesome Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
I hope you have a
too,
wonderful Christmas. I
Me
hope you
too.
guys all have a wonderful Christmas and Thanksgiving and holiday season. I hope you get, you have a chance to hang out with your friends and family and just be present, right? As you would say, you don't need to give presents, but just being there, hanging out. If you have any friends need help, try and reach out if you can. Do those sorts of things. I think it's a really, really important time of year. Again, give yourself grace, do all the things that Krystle has kind of walked us through today.
And yourself.
And start a list of things, right?
Do something.
Go out and check make sure you have enough money in your checking account at the end of the day. Pay the bills. Don't overspend.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Don't overspend at Christmas.
Yeah, no, you don't want to stress yourself out like that.
Beth and I, it's ridiculous.
No.
She's like, $300. I'm like, okay. And then like slippers are $100. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, you got a robe and slippers. No, there's ways to get around that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thrifting.
Oh shit, right? Awesome. Well,
That's
thank
what I'm
you.
gonna do.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
thank you,
being
Greg. I
back
appreciate
on.
it.
I always love talking with you. We will catch you guys next time. Thanks all. Yeah.
Welcome to the Bars Open with Beth.